Folkestone has undergone many changes over the last few years and has turned into a thriving destination to enjoy galleries, cafes, bars, restaurants and shops with the help of the Creative Foundation. The Creative Foundation are working with the people of Folkestone, partners and other stakeholders to transform the town, making it a better place to live, work, visit and study.
The forgotten piece of land that fills the void between the Quarter House, the Old High Street and Grace Hill, otherwise known as Payers Park, is at the moment simply known as a car park, a dumping ground and a shortcut that you would want to avoid at night. But plans are in motion to develop this neglected patch into an area that's for the community.
Well, to make it more accessible by members of the public, I mean at the moment it's just derelict and it's a shame because you could have little picnic areas and something that's a little more pleasant than it is today.
The park is very underused and it's obviously an underused resource. I think that all green spaces need to be really looked after these days.
I think it should be opened up for public use and shaped slightly to remove the steep slope so that people can move around it better.
My dad's planning these two play parks up here, one for younger children and one for older children, but there's none for my age, so he didn't even think of his own son. So I'd like this place to be turned into an all ages play park instead of just, yeah.
The Creative Foundation enlisted the help of Canterbury Archaeology Trust in order to uncover the history of the park. The goal is to turn the space into a more friendly, community-based area with children's play areas, outdoor classrooms and an outdoor cinema.
What the dig is helping us do is understand how this bit of land in Folkestone, what its story is and how it's come to be the shape that it is today.
Payers Park was named after a German, Adam Payer. In 1782, Payers Park was described as an orchard, a market garden, with benches and winding paths. However, in the 18th century, the park started to deteriorate. Small holdings were built, and animals and communities occupied the land. On May the 25th, 1917, a bomb landed on Tontine Street, dropped by a Gotha plane. It killed 71 people and remains a memorial space to this day.
It's progressed very well actually, considering that we're working on a slope. The progress of the trench is fantastic. We have got some good people working on the site, which always helps. And we have found a huge number of finds and lots of new information about the area that we didn't know from before. There used to be a glassworks just over there, and we think they must have had a bonfire or something one day because there's a huge lump of melted glass. Quite a few clay pipe stems. You very rarely find the bowl because they disintegrate much easier. Variety of pottery of dates from the 19th to the 20th century, but we also have been very lucky to find a couple of pieces of 17th century, 16th century and 11th century. One of my favourite things is actually this, which is a button made from the shell mother of pearl, in the middle of a shell, which is absolutely beautiful, very shiny.
I think it's very creative myself because it actually gives people the opportunity to indulge in other cultures. They may only be the 18th or 19th centuries, but looking at the quality of the finds and the material that we're revealing through the ground, it's actually giving people a better insight into the use of the land, and it then throws sort of different ideas around.
It will be really interesting to see lots of things, like old things expanding there.
Pottery here that's been found, and it's James Keeler, and it's a factory, jam factory from Dundee. It's amazing how we've come here on holiday for a few days and discovered that how interesting this has been, and to find out the different parts from Scotland and other places around the world.
Most of the excavation work has been undertaken by members of the public. It is a community archaeological project, and obviously they are renewing and refreshing their own skills and learning new skills as they're going. So really, for the amount of time that we've been here, they've actually undertaken quite an amazing piece of work.
This isn't a typical bit of ground because somebody's dug down, put a pipe in and filled it with this stuff. So, you know, if we were digging just over there, we'd get quite a different picture. But it's, you know, it's an insight into the drainage. You know, they've obviously been sort of putting pipes in and draining this area for quite some time. Because the pottery in this is looking sort of 18th or very early 19th century.
Are you telling you about the ovens that we're going to make bread in them?
Yeah.
Well, these are the ovens that we're going to make bread in on Saturday and Sunday.
As well as the archaeological dig, there were other creative workshops for young people to take part in. The construction of 2 clay ovens, making and baking your own bread, archaeological tattooing, and of course the making of this film.
They look really cool.
The week ended with an open-air screening and free live music to highlight what the future space will become. The Payers Park project is set to be completed in time for the art triennial in Folkestone 2014.